How's it going, everybody? This is going to be Merch by Amazon sales update. It's March 24th. I'm recording this, so we'll do the first 23 days. And so far, if you guys have been watching, any of my previous videos, not much has changed. The momentum is unchanged. There's nothing really changing. And it hasn't actually throughout the whole month, which is kind of curious because there's usually, I don't know, it's not curious, it's just, I can't determine if it's good or bad, and I'll talk about that because usually there's, a couple of spikes during the month, there's a couple of, days where I fear that, it could be a 0 day, at least in one of the US market, but this month has been actually consistent, and the thing that worries me the most is the US market. And let's look at that first, because this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at 112 sales so far, just under $2,000 in sales for the total royalties of 305. Now, if we look at a monthly chart here, that is extremely disappointing, because I think if I even hit 150 sales, number one, that will be great. This is just, I'm talking about the US sales, because my international overall sales are actually really nice. So even if I get to 150, besides January, that's going to be one of the lowest months since October of 2020, because as you can see here, 2021 was, averaging around 200 with this huge spike over here in September and October. So where I stand right now is, I guess I would say disappointing, but that's okay because of this number. This is where I'm sitting overall. And as you can see, all the other marketplaces are really making up for that. And I've been reading some of your comments, some of the opinions and everything. And some people are experiencing the drop in sales in the US, just like I am. And some people actually are experiencing a more significant drop with many more zeros than they're actually used to. And they're not getting the increase in some of the other marketplaces, where other people are still getting very low sales internationally, but their US sales are spiking and increasing. So really there's no consistency when it comes to our all of our accounts, and there's really no way to tell, but what we can do is kind of share information and see what happens by the end of the month. So right now, this is where I stand. And as you can see here, for example, like I've never had months like this. For example, the UK, Germany, Italy 19, Japan 17, France 10. These are all I think this actually might be the first time, minus Spain here, that I might have double digits in every single marketplace. I'm actually expecting in a couple of months to maybe that one of these marketplaces is going to crack 100, which would be amazing. So and I actually did the math for you guys to talk about the royalties. So even though royalties for my US sales are just $305, that to me is just terrible. I'm sitting at 680. So, and depending on the conversion, for example, I think it's about $700 that I'm looking at, 700 US dollars right now, with another, let me look at the calendar here, exactly 7 days to go, including today. So that would be 8 days of actual sales. And if we look at that, that would be about, let's say if we're taking this into consideration as being an average for, this is the last 7 days. So we're looking at maybe $200 more dollars with 60 to 70 more sales, which would push me to, just over 300. Which again is amazing. So I'm looking at probably close to it. I even was predicting this at the beginning of the month, about $1,000 in royalties. So again, amazing, right? But looking at my US sales just terrible. Like I really am not impressed. I'm not happy about this. Some people were asking me still about, if I'm running ads and everything. I'm not. I keep talking about ads because of course, like it's so important, and it's so beneficial if you know exactly how to do it. I don't know if I just want to randomly throw money at ads. There's definitely some new products that I've been listing over the last couple of weeks and months that I've actually started selling regularly, that I probably could start advertising. There's not a lot of competition in those niches that I've started uploading. So overall, my sales are great. And when it comes to these new products, I've actually been consciously, I wouldn't say targeting some of these marketplaces. Like I've spent some time targeting Germany and Japan, but of course I'm putting those products up on every marketplace, and it's interesting to see. It's interesting to see that when you actually get into a niche or a category that doesn't have a lot of competition, you actually do end up getting regular sales. So overall, my sales are increasing, and I'm actually expecting them to increase month over month because of the products that I'll be listing. But I still don't know what to do about this here. I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point because the money is coming in. But I really do want my U.S. marketplace to just separate itself from every other market that I'm selling on. But you know what? It's clearly there's been a bit of a struggle over the last couple of months, and just definitely something to consider and to work on, because there's nothing else that I can do. I haven't been hitting my daily max uploads, and that's actually been on purpose, because I've been putting a little more time into quality over quantity, and it's really nice to see this number go up. Like I was actually doing the math, and by the end of the year, even if I stick to 2,000 uploads a day when it comes to actual products, I'm going to be looking at 500,000 to 700,000 designs by the end of the year, and which these numbers are just nuts, right? So anyways, I always keep saying this is definitely a long-term game. This is not something that you think you're going to get rich overnight, but there's also a lot of opportunity depending on your skill level. People who have been in this business for a while, they can take an account that's in tier 500 or 1,000 and get incredible sales, right? So we're gonna get to that point someday, but maybe not today, and that's kind of where I am. So far, feeling really good about overall sales. Not impressed with the U.S., but that's okay. This is March, and we have 9 more months to go this year. So we'll see what happens. Anyways, let me know how you guys are doing, and thank you for watching.